Welcome to another edition of MassCAC Student Athlete Spotlight, where each week we highlight an amazing student athlete from around the conference. I'm Emily Liu, MassCAC Assistant Commissioner, and speaking with me today is Gwendolyn Carpenter of Framingham State Women's Basketball and Softball. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited.
All right, so as I mentioned in the intro, you play basketball and softball for Framingham State. What or who got you started in both of those sports?
I've kind of always been involved in athletics. My parents got me involved early. Growing up, my dad was an athletic director at my high school, so I was just always around sports. He also coached baseball, soccer. I used to go to our high school basketball practices when I was in like fourth, fifth grade and just kind of hang out. So my parents kind of just got me started early and I ran with it. I played three sports through most of high school. And then I knew that I wanted to continue both basketball and softball as I continued into college.
What was the third sport?
I played soccer.
Okay, that makes sense. One every season. Yep.
Yes. Yep.
What was it like having your dad be the AD of your high school? Like there's some level of parental involvement when, you are a student athlete, but then that kind of adds another level to it. So, what was that like?
I loved it, honestly. It really allowed me to be around everything. And I went to a really small high school. I graduated with 45-ish kids. So we're kind of in the middle of nowhere, but I loved it. I loved the small school atmosphere. I loved that I was able to literally do everything all the time. And my dad being the athletic director kind of gave me those connections too to be able to just show up to a basketball practice and just shoot on the side while they were going through everything. So I loved being around it. Some people might not have liked it as much, but I definitely bought right into it and I took advantage of it.
So, what was it that drew you to Framingham State for college?
It was definitely the people. I did an overnight. I was kind of late in the commitment process. I had done a couple overnights and I didn't fall in love with any of the places that I went. And I was still kind of looking for my place where I was gonna fit in. And I did an overnight at Framingham in like late November, and I knew that night. I knew that that was where I wanted to be. I have met the best people here, and we always talk about like you come for sports, you come for your education, but you also come for the people. And the people at Framingham State, friends, teammates, coaches, teachers, everything. Like that is why I ended up where I did, and I'm so glad I did.
And you didn't go too far from home, being from Western Mass, a couple hours away, had that little bit of separation.
Yeah, yeah, 2 hours. It was a good distance, but my parents are crazy. They do not miss a game. They will do that boring Mass Pike drive for 2 hours there and back for
Oh,
basketball and softball. So they're the best.
yeah. Shout out Berkshire County, just
Yes,
in Ashley Falls. Just give them a little shout out on the interview while we're at it.
of course.
All right. So, for some student athletes, having one sport and class and potentially a job, internship, etc., is difficult. But for you, you have, you're going from what essentially October all the way to May. And so, what is that like having to juggle both, to, academics and being a dual sport athlete?
I think the thought of it is really daunting. And if you take a step back and look at it, you're like, wow, that's a lot. When you're in it, I don't really feel that way. Day to day, I'm very happy with the schedule and I've never really known any different. Like I said, I played three sports in high school, so I kind of went from one to the next. And like when one ended, you went to the next one. And um I think that I've had a really good support system in my family. I've had a really good support system here at Framingham between coaches and teachers that have really allowed me to excel in both the classroom and on the court, on the field. Um, my teachers are awesome. I love school, so I look forward to going to class. But I've loved all my teachers here, and they've really been. It's cute. They'll be like, "Oh, how'd your game go?" or "Saw you guys got a big win." They've come to games, so just the little community that we have is really special. And the coaches are the same way. We're here for our education first, and they're going to provide that support. So honestly, they've all made it really easy for me to be able to juggle everything.
All right. So you have been a part of several MASCAC winning basketball and softball teams. As you prepare for graduation and kind of look back at your collegiate career, what stands out for you when you look back on all that success?
I've been really fortunate to be a part of two very successful programs. Um, for me, again, I'll harp on the people. When I look back at all that, I just love that I got to spend all those moments with teammates and coaches and people who I love and who have shown me nothing but love. Um, you know, I originally was recruited for basketball, and they were kind of on the up and coming. They had competed in a couple of conference championships and just hadn't gotten over that hump. In my freshman year, I had the chance to learn from some really great upperclassmen, and we were able to win our first conference championship in our school history. And when I came in, I honestly hadn't known how good softball was, and they had won for years before I had gotten here. So coming into that, like that was the expectation. And we again have been lucky enough to continue that expectation and kind of take us to the next level and hopefully pass that on to the underclassmen and hopefully the direction of both programs, women's basketball and softball, will continue in the right direction. And we're just putting the MASCAC on the map. So that's the goal.
And that's exactly what we like to hear. We love that. All right, so let's switch over to the academic side a little bit. Your degree path is biology. You said you love school, you love class. So, what are your plans following graduation with your degree?
Yeah, so I am biology major pre-health. So I am headed towards the medical field.
Mhm.
I actually have been accepted to two physician assistant programs. So I am currently deciding where I will end up. Both of them are in the Northeast, but it's just when I will actually start school. So that is within the next year. I will be starting a 2-year PA program, and hopefully not entirely sure what specialty I want to go into, but orthopedic medicine and sports medicine is definitely calling my name. So I will not be surprised if I end up doing that.
All right, and congratulations on getting into both of those
Thank you.
programs.
Thank you.
Um, yeah, I think we've talked to obviously several student athletes that are going into like the medical field or even athletic training, that kind of thing. And it just makes so much sense when you spend time with the trainers, you spend time, trying to kind of diagnose yourself when like, oh, is my ankle like how bad is my ankle? How bad is
Yeah.
my shoulder today? And so it just you have all of this experience that I think, it makes sense. So
Yeah.
excited about that for you and what the
Thank
future
you.
holds.
And shout out to
Um,
my athletic trainers. They are the best. They are like, they have kept me together for 5 years. I actually would not be here without them. So shout out to them as well.
all right. So, in case you didn't know, this is the 50th anniversary of Division 3 this year. So, can you talk about what it has meant to you to be a Division 3 student athlete?
Yeah, and we got the cool little patches that we wore on our jerseys down in Scranton, which I thought was really cool. They're all special for the 50th anniversary. Um, I think it's really cool to be a part of Division 3. It's a unique place, and I think you find student athletes that just absolutely love their sport. We're not getting the fame and the glory that, maybe the higher divisions are getting, but it's definitely a special place. And for me, it was the perfect place where I could balance academics and athletics. And I found a place that I could play at and really enjoy and thrive in. Um, it's funny because sports just when you grow up playing sports and you continue that into college, you don't know any different, right? Like it is your life. And as I start to get closer to the end of my athletic careers, like I'm I'm very sad about it, and I'm really not sure what I will do on a day-to-day basis when I don't have practice or a game, 3 games a week kind of thing. Um, but I also have learned so much from it, and I am the person I am today because of it. And I'm just really lucky that I was able to play at the college level, and especially Division 3. I think we've done a good job representing what the whole division is about, and hopefully growing the sports as well.
All right, we're gonna switch gears a little bit. We're gonna get to know Gwen, some fun questions. All right, you ready?
Okay.
Hot or iced coffee?
Actually, not really a coffee drinker.
Do you like tea at all?
No, I'm water.
Okay, hey, you know what? That's
Boring. I'm boring.
all right. Well, then this question might seem ridiculous, but I'm gonna ask you anyway. Dunkin' or Starbucks?
I'll do Duncan.
Okay,
If
like
I'm
you
gonna do
like
something, I'm Duncan.
okay. Indoor or outdoor basketball?
Indoor.
Just like Flannery, I said those double rims outside, they're no fun
Oh,
to play on.
oh
No.
yeah, no. I'm an indoor basketball. I like my gym. I like my climate control.
Yep, exactly. All right, turf or grass for softball?
Turf. I've been converted.
Okay,
As an outfielder though, I much prefer turf.
okay. Favorite brand of basketball shoe?
New Balance. I have worn New Balance my whole life.
All right. Favorite brand of softball bat?
I've been swinging in Easton and I like it.
Okay,
Yeah.
been converted. All right, last one. Framingham State black or gold?
Both. Roll Rams all the way.
All right. Well, Gwen, thank you so much for meeting with me today.
I really appreciate it, and it was a lot of fun.
All right, stay tuned next week for another edition of MassCAC Student Athlete Spotlight.